In time, I would marry and have my own sons and daughters. And I would raise those children not in the dour shadows of religious superstition, not in the shadows of social conformity, but in the wholesome sunlight of liberty. Rather too much liberty, thought their Aunt Susan. Even as my house filled up with babies, a veritable bevy of, in my husband's words, miserable little underdeveloped vandals, I craved more liberty, pursued equality. The first Women's Rights Convention of 1848 fired off with Lucretia Mott, Martha Wright, Jane Hunt, Mary Ann McClintock, and her brave daughters, was my opening salvo as a public intellectual. Frederick Douglass and other good men were also willing recruits to our cause. With the advent of Susan B. Anthony's partnership, and often with her cautious reproach, I launched myself into one radical battle after another. When household duties curtailed my public life, I wrote speeches for Susan to carry to the world. I forged the thunderbolts, and she fired them. A woman's first duty is to herself. Subservience in a free nation is beneath the dignity of citizenship. I demanded our right to vote, to work, and to keep our wages. I defended our right to custody of our children and agency over our bodies, our property, and our future. I demanded that women have entry into colleges and universities, businesses and professions. I agitated for the right to wear what we wanted, to travel as we wished, and to live as we saw fit. I declared that women must have the right to self-sovereignty, the right to divorce, and the right to choose when and if we become mothers. As I aged and saw the passing of the beloved companions of my youth, questions of eternity inevitably passed through my mind. However, I was never content with the old answers. I would not accept the old lie that women are by their very nature the sinful daughters of Eve. No more did I accept that women are angels. The talk about women being so much above men, celestial, ethereal, and all that is sentimental nonsense. She is on the same material plane with men, striving and working to support herself. With Matilda Jocelyn Gage, I demanded an end to the interference of the church in secular affairs. I was a freethinker and followed Lucretia Mott's advice to settle for nothing less than truth for authority and never to accept authority for truth. My grandchildren called me Queen Mother. The press began to praise my white curls and jolly good humor, but I was not done. I published the Woman's Bible and welcomed the storms of outrage that followed. In all things, I followed my own conscience. I knew my own mind and did not seek the counsel of a world I took to be irrational and unjust. My own settled maxim was that the existing public sentiment on any subject is wrong. At the inauguration of our movement, we numbered in our declaration of sentiments 18 grievances covering the whole range of human experience. On none of these did we talk with bated breath. Note the radical claims we made and think how the world responded. Colleges were built for women, and many of the older male colleges opened their doors to our sex. Laws were modified in our favor. The professions were thrown open to us. In short, in response to our radicalism, the bulwark of the enemy fell as never since. On my own generation, I could say, we are citizens, property holders, taxpayers. We have guided great movements of charity, established missions, edited journals, published works on history, economy, and statistics. We have governed nations, led armies, filled the professor's chair, taught philosophy and mathematics to the savants of our age, discovered planets, piloted ships, crossed the sea. And yet, we were denied the most sacred rights of citizenship.